Hello and good morning. Thank you that you can join me as I take my weather observation here in our neighborhood, Lorne Park, Lakeshore, Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. It's Monday, May 13th, 2024. It's 8:45 in the morning. Overcast skies at 8 octa. Temperature at 12.8 degrees Celsius. And the pressure is steady at 10.9 millibars, and the air quality reading is at 5.0 microgram per cubic meter for fine particulate matter at 2.5 microns. Precipitation wise, we got some pollen drop into our rain gauge. That's why it's kind of yellowish, but yes, 0.2 millimeters of rain with some pollen from the pine trees in the past 24 hours. Actually, we just had a passing shower just before I started my broadcast. That's why I'm wearing my rain jacket. And we're expecting more rainfall for today and tomorrow as well. So more to come, but as of this morning, I'm going to be entering this 0.2 millimeters of rain in the kokoraz.org website under station ID CINON646. Well, if you have been following me in the past couple of weeks, I've been talking about gardening. So I've covered how the changing weather affects the plants and the trees in your garden, as well as the effects of gardening, the physical, emotional, and mental positive effects of doing gardening. Well, now I'm going to shift from weather into climate. Climate refers to the long trend patterns or trends in a certain region. And for gardeners, one specific climate classification that may interest you is called the Koppen Classification System. It's a way to divide regions in the world based on the vegetation that grows in that specific area, and it's based on monthly temperature and average. There are five Koppen classification regions, range from A, which is a moist tropical region, and then zone B, which is basically the dry region. Think of like the Sahara Desert, for example. And then you get the C and D, which represents a moist climate with C with mild winter, and then D is moist climate with severe winter. In our area, we are in the zone D classification, and further subdivided into subregions as well. And then E are our polar climate regions. There's also the zone H, which is referred as a sixth zone, which is the highland highland zone. So that might interest you actually in terms of what are the natural vegetation that thrives and lives in those regions. Of course, the zone has been revised a few times since it was developed in the 1918th, and it's been revised based on growing season, temperature, and other classifications as well. Of course, with climate change, that will also change the type of vegetation that grows based on the regional subdivision as well. You know, as you might have heard in the news or read some articles, some regions are experiencing more rain than usual, while other regions are experiencing drier conditions. So that will definitely change the way we create those borders in the Koppen classification system. Nevertheless, if you go back to the micro level, I guess for most people, what concern for them is what's the weather in their local area. So nevertheless, if you want to know the worldwide global classification, that's one way to read about the Koppen classification of climate. Well, friends, remember that the sun is always there and the cloud shall eventually pass. Have an awesome day. See you again tomorrow. Take care.